Hello everyone, and thank you for watching another fourth gear video. So as I got the Datsun to Miami and I started driving it, I started experiencing something that I now know it's called heat soak or vapor lock, or people call it different things. But the result is basically that the carburetor runs out of fuel because the fuel evaporates, and then it basically makes the car stop. It stalls, and so then I have to get out and fix it. And so I've been dealing with that issue, and in this video I'm going to cover what I've done and how I finally got it fixed. So it happened again. I was making a delivery, and so I ran out of fuel, and so as you can see it's empty. So now what I need to do is either take the cap or take this off and pour some fuel into the float, and then it'll be fine. But other times I can just let it rest, open the hood, let some of the heat out, and then crank it, and then it will start. So that's what I gotta do, and that's why I gotta fix this this fan thing, make it so that it doesn't get so hot in here. Okay, so today the goal is to throw some parts at the Datsun. I've got a water pump with a clutch, and of course I've got the fan shroud and the fan blade. So as I'm working on the radiator, the water pump, I'm also using the time to give a custom paint job to the Datsun. So this is how it's going. These things are like zip ties, and they're actually, I thought they were going to be more difficult to cut, but they're not. One thing I should mention is that this fan is probably made from unobtainium, because I could not find it for sale anywhere. I even went as far as to write some people who had Datsuns or Datsun parts on Craigslist in different parts of the country, and nobody had it. And somehow, some way, I found it in my stash of parts that I have in a very secret hidden location, and so I measured it and it looks like it's gonna work. But my god, these are really hard to find. Okay, so now let's oh yeah, so I ordered a fan for a 720, thinking that it would be the same, that it would fit, and nope, it doesn't fit. So if you guys are thinking of ordering a 720 fan for your 620, they don't fit. Here you can see the size, the different size of the radiator that it had with the new radiator. So let's hope there's no fit issues. Okay, so to no one's surprise, what I thought would happen actually did happen. You can see here there's a leak. Well, it's not just a leak, it's a big leak. And so as soon as I removed the last of these things, a leak sprung out. Now, before you start getting keyboard ready for the comments section to say, "You idiot," I'm the first one to agree with you. But to my defense, I don't think it's any surprise that I think if you put one of these radiators, that's bound to happen. Now, I can see that I did not damage it myself because there was hardly any pressure I put on it. So I think what happened is just over time, this thing has just been, now I'm gonna use some MacGyver. I'm gonna use this thing to cut a small piece. It's a little owl in the shape. It's a piece of silicone which I think will hold the pressure until I can get it fixed and hold the heat, and then take it over to a radiator shop and see if I can get that fixed. But so now it's time to figure out, this is the old pump, this is a new pump, so I gotta throw that in there, clean that up and throw it in there. All right. Okay, so done with the water pump and fan installation. Looks pretty good, right? So now we'll see how that cools. As you can see, I also painted the front grille, so that looks nice. The biggest problem here was actually the radiator with the problem. What I did is I fashioned a patch using zip ties, and I wish I could show it to you, but it's behind here. And it's not a 100% solution, so I need to take it to the radiator shop to have it repaired. Also, the pulley on this pump is a little bit smaller than the pulley that was on the other pump, but thankfully there's enough adjustment in the alternator where I was able to tighten it. It's actually yeah, that saved me. And the fan, what I had to do is put it on, because it goes both ways, and I had to put it on first, then run the car and see which way it was blowing so that it blows inside. First thing I noticed is that it's actually not as noisy as it was before. That fan is pretty noisy, and now it just sounds like a normal L20B engine. So yeah. Well, as you can see, the leaking is not getting any better on the radiator. So I made an executive decision. So I've got this eBay radiator. Let me get it down. As I was saying, I've got this eBay radiator for $108 delivered. And the goal today is to put it in the Datsun. So let's get to it. Okay, so here's a side-by-side comparison of the two radiators. I don't know. This one looks a little bit taller and longer, you can see. The other thing is this one doesn't have the drain plug, and I don't know what that is. There's two of them. Also, the hose, you see it's routed this way with an elbow. And there's I guess we'll have to look at the mounting area to see if they match up. I have concerns. And let's see. So this one looks like it attaches here and then it hangs here, and ours just attaches. All right. Yeah, the attach points are different. All right, we'll have to see how it fits in there. It may be the right size. but we won't know until we actually fit it. Okay, I'm back with the Datsun, and this is the next day, and what happened is that basically the radiator did not fit. So I looked at different options, maybe drilling holes. Basically the mounting bolts don't line up. It's also a little bit taller, as I showed you, and just the mounting holes didn't line up. So I thought about drilling, but there's some spaces where there's nothing that I could drill in, so it just was not gonna fit. So what I decided to do, I went and I've never bought JB Weld, but I got this, and this is the cheapest version. It was like $7, and I saw there was a bunch of different versions, and I just got really confused as to what all the JB Welds are for. So I patched up the radiator. I can't show you that. Anyway, so I patched it up the way that I had it, and I put JB Weld on it, cleaned up the area. I crimped the little radiator vane, put the J Weld on, put the silicone stoppers on it with zip ties as I had them before. And I noticed that it doesn't have a thermostat, because as soon as the engine starts running, then water starts flowing, and that shouldn't happen, because it should wait until the light or the water reaches temperature. So I went and got a thermostat, and I ordered a gasket off of eBay for the thermostat. So now what I did is I filled it up. I put some coolant flush on it. Gonna run it, then put the thermostat on, and then fill it up with antifreeze. And so far so good. That no leaks whatsoever. Looks like that JB Weld works. I don't know for how long, but yeah, good to go. So here's the problem. Looks like it's got a thermostat, but it's just the housing. So I'm going to replace that with this. One thing you should always keep in mind is look at the diagram. Let's see, hopefully I'll focus. Yeah, look at the diagram, how the thermostat goes. I know of people in the past who, in my family, who have put in the thermostat upside down, and of course that has disastrous consequences. So yeah, just a tip for you. All right, let's get to it. I'm gonna replace it, fill it up with some of this stuff. That was the cheapest one I found, and see how that pans out. So there you have it. It looks like the temperature, or the thermostat opens. It's a 180 degree thermostat, and it looks like it opens at about there. So it's probably a little low, but you guys may tell me otherwise. But you know, with the problems that I've experienced with overheating, so I want to be cautious. Anyway, yeah, so let's drive it and see what happens. See if that JB Weld radiator repair holds up. Hello guys, well, I've been driving the Datsun after doing the repair on the radiator, and it's been working fine. I thought when I got back to the shop that it was gonna be just as soon as the pressure would get up, that it was gonna like be spraying like a scared skunk, but actually it isn't. It is acting fine. It's keeping temperature, and the even when it goes up to pressure, to the operating temperature and of course pressure, when I thought it was going to be a problem, it hasn't been a problem. So I'm going to keep an eye on it, but I still want to get the radiator fixed So I'm gonna keep driving it for now, and then when I get a chance, I'm gonna take it to a specialist and have the radiator repaired. Okay, so that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. There's linked videos on other playlists for the channel, and there's a link to subscribe if you want to. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.